Computers in the 1940s and early 50s ran one program at a time. A programmer would write one at their desk, for example on punch cards. Then they would carry it to a room containing a room-sized computer and hand it to a dedicated computer operator. That person would then feed the program into the computer when it was next available. The computer would run it, spit out some output, and stop. This very manual process worked okay back when computers were slow, and running a program often took hours, days, or even weeks. But as we have discussed in those courses, computers became faster and faster and faster, exponentially so. Pretty soon, having humans run around and inserting programs into readers was taking longer than running the actual programs themselves. We need a way for computers to operate themselves, and so operating systems were born. Operating systems, or OS for short, are just programs, but special privileges on the hardware let them run and manage other programs. They are typically the first one to start when a computer is turned on, and all subsequent programs are launched by the OS. They got their start in the 1950s as computers became more widespread and more powerful. The very first OS augmented the mundane manual task for loading programs by hand. Instead of being given one program at a time, computers could be given batches. When the computer was done with one, it would automatically and near instantly start the next. There was no downtime while someone scurried around an office to find the next program to run. This was called batch processing. While computers got faster, they also got cheaper. So they were popping up all over the world, especially in universities and government offices. Soon people started sharing software, but there was a problem. In the era of one-off computers like the Hardware Mark I or ENIAC, programmers only had to write code for that one single machine. The processor, punch card readers, and printers were known and unchanging. But as computers became more widespread, their configurations were not always identical, like computers might have the same CPU, but not the same printer. And this was a huge pain for programmers. Not only did they have to worry about writing their program, but also how to interface with each and every model of printer and all devices connected to a computer, what are called peripherals. Interfacing with early peripherals was very low level, requiring programmers to know intimate hardware details about each device. On top of that, programmers rarely had access to every model of a peripheral to test their code on. So they had to write code as best they could, often just by reading manuals and hope it worked when shared. As you can imagine, things weren't exactly plug and play back then, more plug and pray. This was clearly terrible, so to make it easier for programmers, operating systems stepped in as intermediaries between software programs and hardware peripherals.